Good morning. Good morning. All right, I made it. Did you make it? Did you make it? Are you ready? Are you here? Let me just check that my sound is doing all right. So we're doing a practice this morning, and it's from the Ascend journal, which actually isn't available right now, but I'll let you know when it is. And I've been sharing little snippets from it and showing up regularly to actually take you through just little practices to keep you connected, to keep you present. And let me just make sure that I am heard. Can I hear myself? Let me see if I can hear myself. Can I hear myself? So, let me know if you can hear me. Let me put the chat up and let me know if you can hear me. Those on Insta, I know that you can probably hear me, but on the other. So, if you'd like to go and get a pillow to sit on the floor, or get yourself in a position where you can just relax a little. And in a moment, we are going to go through the process. So, let me know that you're here. Let me know that you hear me, you understand, and maybe where you're from. Okay. I can't hear me. Right. I'm not sure what sound we're on. Let me just check. Ah, there we go. You can't hear me, so now maybe you'll be able to hear me. Can you hear me now? Is there anybody out there? Just not if you can hear me. Is there anyone at home? All right, I'm assuming you can hear me. I'm not saying anything.
Just little practices.
Oh, there we go.
I can't hear you.
Okay, internet is choppy. Okay, so I'm Cynthia Harrison. I am a mystic, metaphysician, a reverend, and a minister of unconditional love. So I'm also a contemporary artist, but also a sacred visionary artist. And I'm going to show you some of the paintings that I did through Holy Week, what I'm calling Holy Week. And they're all available through the shop. If you scroll down, you'll see my shop, and there's lots of prints and whatnot that are, to buy an original, it's a lot more. So I've made some prints available if you're interested, but also journals and other merchandise based on these images. So right, I guess no one's talking today, so we shall just start. It's going to be short and sweet. So as I said, these processes, well, it's a 42-day sort of discovery of self, but I'm just going to give you little pieces. So today is the ground. It's the first part of the foundation of intuitive development. And, these are designed to guide you through a progressive exploration of your inner landscape, developing your intuitive abilities, while simultaneously building a stronger relationship with yourself. Without a relationship with yourself, your abilities will be, I don't want to put it down, because there's always possibility, potentiality, right? But you won't be working at your full capacity or anywhere near, because no human that I know works at full capacity. Our brain, if you've watched the movie Lucy, it shows you the capacity of the human brain and what happens as we get more percentage online, right? And as a mystic and going through those processes of the, the alchemical death, or the death rebirth process or processes, it really does line up. So if you haven't seen Lucy, it's a little out there, but just for the discussion around the percentage of the brain capacity of the human. And so really awakening is just realizing that you've been unconsciously conscious, working towards being consciously conscious, right? And so, we will slip out. There's so many different unconscious states through our day, daily, all through our day, right? And that's okay. We just have to be aware of that. We have to be conscious of that and practicing how to remain as consciously conscious, or conscious that we're unconsciously conscious. Okay. So these practices, they're just a little daily vitamin, so to speak, right? So exploring your inner landscape, right? Developing your intuitive abilities while building stronger relationships with yourself and regulating the nervous system. So if you're new to my work, I am a mystic. I have been for as long as I can remember. You don't choose it. It just happens. And it's probably got to do with my death when I was 10, and numerous near-death experiences and practices and processes over time. More than 40 years, right? And those of you that have had some of these experiences know that a mystical experience will either traumatize you if you can't integrate it. So that's why I'm here. That's what I was shown many years ago, to be here to answer questions and to support people who have been through a mystical experience or a spiritual experience, transformational experience. And there's difference now. Their body is different. Their relationship to their body and their energy bodies is different. And navigating that. I've just written a paper, and it's around the healing aspects of the mystical experience. And basically, I'll give you the punchline. We can have all these wonderful experiences if they're not integrated, right? It's just another experience. So what? Right. I've also written about trauma. I've worked as a trauma therapist and specialist for complex and relational trauma for 25 years now. And merging the work because a trauma experience, so many people that I've worked with that have had big T trauma, that have been able to integrate and utilize the awareness of those experiences to transcend how they were and be conscious of what they're becoming, how they're becoming, right? So, we've just come out of Holy Week, and there's a lot of things, stories and whatnot, and, regardless of what your belief system is, right? But God said to Moses, right, I am becoming. We translate it to I am that I am. I am becoming. I'm becoming. So there's this masculine aspect of religion and society that is, I am. Right? It's like there's a finite, here I am. Well, there's a feminine aspect of becoming, birthing, constantly birthing. In every moment, here I am, here I am, here I am, here I am, now. Right? So we put them together. It's not just one or the other. It's this movement, this dance, right? So I haven't even got into the teaching yet, so let's get into the teaching. But the nervous system is another doorway or gateway that can be the gateway to awakening, into ascension, into descension, into soul embodiment. It's not just about escaping, getting away, getting out of, not feeling, right? We are here, you are here, blessed. Strange, the water just came on and there's no one here. Bizarre. Did you hear it? Okay, the mother is here, all right. Where was I? For I was rudely interrupted by some invisible being. Trauma as a gateway. So we have a mystical experience as a gateway, and we have a spiritual bit, and a traumatic experience as a gateway, right? One you may be choosing and one you may not, but right, for those of you that have had mystical experiences, they can be traumatizing. There's many of mine that have been like very disturbing until, and then it's like, integrate, meet the fear. What is this? Right, integration. So today we're doing so how these work is basically we have a short teaching, a few words, then we have the practice, and then we have the reflection. So if you have a journal or some paper or maybe even your phone, to write down these reflection prompts, and then a little integration either for the day or for the week, depending on whether you are here tomorrow or the next day. So, that's so good. It's matcha tea with chocolate protein powder. So good. All right. So let's get started. And this is the first part of the journal, which is called The Foundations of Presence. And this day that I'm choosing is the ground of being. So all the birds have just come in. So we're about to start. All the birds are coming in. So the teaching today is basically around how intuition flourishes in the soil of the present moment. The present moment awareness, and now the becoming in each moment. If you can see energy, what you'll see, and maybe I'll bring it tomorrow. I don't have a painting of it, but maybe that's what we could paint. I'm feeling into a Wednesday worship painting, meaning a mystical, a sacred painting session, which is whatever comes up, comes up. But these paintings become teaching paintings because they're things I can point to. And, you know, my studio in Perth, I'm in Hawaii at the moment, but my studio in Perth, the paintings, when people would come, you know, to my clinic or to teachings, they would tell me things and try to explain their mystical experience. And I'll say, do you see it here? Or because I understand it, I'll go and get some paintings from upstairs and I'll bring them down and I'll say, can you see it anywhere here? Because I'm not about telling you. I'm about understanding you, how you are experiencing these energies and these experiences as a human, especially when it starts to really shift and change. And, you know, you try to tell your family or friends or partner and they think you're going mad, right? You're not. It's just the understanding. So when you have people around you that understand or have experienced it directly themselves, right? It's just like, I'm okay, all right? So this present moment, this, you know, deeper understanding or awareness of the present moment. So before we can access this intuitive knowledge, we've first got to establish that foundation of presence. Right on cue. I'll pay you later. It's my little Urkel family, or the little fowls, little birds, but there's a whole family of them. They've been here, you know, generation after generation, and see their little babies. So they're all out there this morning. But this present moment, this foundation of presence. So the mind that is scattered across the past, the future, can't perceive the subtle signals of intuitive wisdom. This is why I'm hearing all the birds, the planes, the everything in the, like I'm hearing and seeing everything. Am I distracted? No. I'm present to my surroundings. Now I see a boat, right? When the birds come in and out, when I hear sounds come in and out, are they the orchestra of this session today? They are. It is. All the energy is. It's the orchestra of your life, right? So we're just sitting or standing or being in our world in this presence. So today we begin by simply noticing our current state without judgment. So let's go into this short practice. So we're sitting comfortably, and you can do this for about 10 minutes, but we'll see if we do that today. I mean, it's fairly early here, so let's go for 10 minutes. Placing one hand over the heart, so left hand over the heart, right hand over the belly, and breathe naturally. Feel the rise and the fall of your breath.
notice where the rise and fall is. Not judging, just noticing. How does your belly move, if at all? How does your chest move, if at all? Where are you breathing from? Just notice. Just noticing the rise and the fall. As you breathe, does the rise and fall of your torso shift? Maybe it was in the lungs, in the chest. Maybe it was a high breath up here. Maybe it's a low breath. Just noticing, being able to be with what's happening and the breath. And when your thoughts arise, simply notice them. Just like the birds that are flying over this house. You can see out of my peripheral vision, they're just there. The clouds that are moving past that I can see, they're just there, moving through the sky of your stillness, your presence. So as a thought arises, just notice it as it moves through the sky of your inner landscape. And simply notice and return to the sensation of the breath. You can have your eyes open on a one-pointed, drishti, gentle observation, or close your eyes if you're being distracted. Noticing that life force as your body moves in response to the breath. This could be something you do laying down if you have trouble sleeping, or as you wake in the mornings, spend 5-10 minutes just laying there, witnessing the self prior to debarking the bed. And just noticing your state. Right now. This is not about achieving a perfect state of calm, but about practicing the return of presence. So breathing, noticing, witnessing, observing, And as those thoughts come through your inner landscape sky, there it is, and off it goes. Breathe. There's another. And just let it go. Moving through the sky of your internal landscape. Simply noticing, practicing. And now while you're sitting there, I'm just going to give you the journal prompts. And I don't want you to write anything just now. I want you to stay in that presence and notice the sensations that were prominent in your body during this little practice. So just sit there in the presence with yourself in your inner landscape and notice. Notice what sensations are present. How would you describe your mind's activity today? How would you describe your mind's activity today? So that could be, how are the clouds in your inner landscape? Are they gently flowing across the visionary screen? Or was there one or two that just kept coming back, coming in? Were they moving fast and rapid and irregular, slowly, still? Did the mind come in and just plonk itself down? Okay. What makes it challenging to remain in your presence, or to remain in presence or present in your daily life? Just contemplate that for a moment. Notice what comes up. And then through the day, this is your integration. Throughout today, you could set reminders on your watch if you have one, on your phone, little reminders or alerts for 3 random moments through today or tonight for some of you. And when it sounds, pause whatever you're doing. Just have that pause. Breathe. Take 3 conscious breaths. When we breathe consciously, it's filled with prana, with life force. It heals. So take 3 breaths. Notice your surroundings. Just gently. Notice your internal state, your internal landscape. So you could be doing a scan. So when the reminder goes off. Now that could be you're driving, you stop at a red light, or you're stuck in traffic, and you take a moment, breathe, pause, right? Notice your surroundings, notice your inner landscape, and keep going. It may be, if you're a tea drinker, every time you go to the kettle to put the kettle on, or the teapot, or the coffee pot, pause, take 3 breaths, notice your surroundings, notice your inner state. Okay. So this is a little introduction to the ground of being, the foundations of presence. Just taking moments through the day. Maybe every time you go to the refrigerator, or every time you go to pick up your phone. Pause, take 3 breaths, notice your surroundings, notice your inner state. Because often what we do, how we are in the world, is due to our unconscious inner state. And that unconscious inner state has sensation. And the more we get to know and be in relationship with the sensation, right, the more we'll have consciousness into why we do what we do, how we are the way we are, right, as humans. So that is our mini practice for today. It really was only about 6 minutes, but you could do it for as long as you like or as short as you like. What does, the integration take? So if you do a 10-minute sitting, being present regularly, and then throughout the day, just little reminders. Choose what that reminder is for you. Yeah. You could put an alarm on, or you could make it something you do regularly, right? Every time you get a text, every time you go to look at social media, when you're driving and you stop, right? When you see a bird, I'd be doing that constantly because there's birds everywhere. When I hear the birds, when I go to, I don't know, what do I do regularly? So choose something. All right, so that's our little practice for today. I did say I was going to show you the artworks. So the one on their canvas behind me, I'll just move, is the ascension, which is the basis of many of these teachings. And so these were done through Holy Week as the sacred paint in grace sessions, which is basically connecting in and painting and seeing what comes up. So this is the first one, and this is called anticipation. Anticipation, right? There's fear there. There's life there. There's all the colors. I think you can see the colors better on Instagram, but it's very colorful and there's a lot of movement. But he also is anticipating what's to come, which creates the fear. He's meeting the fear to some degree. He's meeting his fear to be in relationship for him to move forward. Okay? And how he moves forward is the next painting, where he has accepted his fear and he's looking towards it. And this is painted on Palm Sunday. So the green represents the gateway, right? And this is for anybody, the gateway. So that gateway may be I was going to say picking up the pen. Does anybody ever write with a pen anymore? I'm a writer. I have so many journals. I handwrite every day. However, typing, emailing, texting for a job, or to ask somebody for an opportunity, or to do service and reach out to somebody to do service, the gateway, or to reconnect with family or friends, or to maybe repair a relationship. The green, the palms are behind me, are the gateway, a gateway, right? But that gateway holds a lot of fear. So this painting is, I'm trying to recall the name of it. I should write them on the back. I will. I'll write them on the back. Entering the gate, something like that. I'll get you the correct name, but it's to do with the gateway, right? So whatever that gateway is to you, it may be through your spiritual development. I can remember, some of the gates that we move through can be terrifying if we don't understand what's going on. Okay? We don't understand what's going on. Right? When we have an understanding, then we can work towards building that new relationship to the fear, which is what has happened here, because he knows what's going to happen. He's accepted it to some degree, even though there's fear. Okay? He understands what's going on. And I think that's a really powerful message. And the next one, I'm going to say it's the in-between one, but it's the story of, I'll do this one. This was the next one I painted, right? Which is what he knew he was going to, right? That sacrifice. Now, it's not necessarily about religion. It's about, for me, looking at the covenant. So as a mystic, I'm looking at all the religions and all the sacred ways of knowing. And I'm looking at it's almost like a reconstitution of the covenant through the generations. And what is the covenant? To me, it's this connection of the red thread through time and space, right? And this being who manifested as Jesus, right, was showing us, as they all were, and I'll talk about Esther maybe tomorrow actually, because she came in again this morning, and which is the feminine aspect. But the doorway, the next doorway, this one, he's still alive here. He's still conscious here. He's still conscious. Still with us. Right? How to stay conscious. Literally, any of you have seen the movie The Passion? And, whether that's facts or fiction, right? I believed that this man existed, right, as a human, and there was the journey, right, and that the physical suffered. How to stay conscious for that journey. Just that alone is amazing. Being knocked down, getting back up. You know, being tortured and abused, getting back up. Why? Because he knew what he had to do. He had belief. Not even belief, he knew. It's not even belief. You don't need to, this is the thing. All the teachings, everything I'm going to share with you and have shared with you, it's not a, like, you believe until you know. You believe until you have a direct experience. Once you have a direct experience, there's no belief involved. And the thing is, right, if you're not having direct experiences, then you are reliant on, okay, what do you believe? But that is conditioned often through your upbringing and through your cultures and your countries, your language, right? What language you speak and whatnot. So this represents the shifting of the guard, the change of the guards, of how we can connect. Again, regardless of what you believe. The little practice that we did today was your connection to your inner landscape. And this painting, or this series, is connected to that, the covenant, right? This one is literally saying, that's the change of the guards, right? No longer sacrificing, what they did, sacrifice humans, and they sacrificed Jesus. But over the years, I don't know if you can hear that little one. Hello. Letting the sacrificial animals go. They're no longer needed. It's not required anymore. Right? So the blood of the Lamb, the blood of the Son, right? The shifting of the covenant, the shifting of the guards. But there's more to it than that. It goes on. It's continual. It's becoming. So these stories are showing, it's just one way of showing. So as we go along through the weeks, I'm going to be telling you other stories. If you don't relate to this story because there's too much trauma or too much bastardization and patriarchy in the conditioning, right, where you grew up, then I'll present to you alternatives. Many alternatives so that you can see from whatever perspective supports you, right? As a mystic, right, I see all the traditions and the patterns within it. It's like the mystical understandings are underneath the words. It's like when you read the words, the light is revealed. So the House of Unconditional Love isn't about any one of them, it's about all of it. Because unconditional love is the all and the no thing. In Jewish traditions, they say the Ein Sof, all thing and no thing, right? The ocean of love and mercy. Okay. So everything is within that. Unconditional love is within everything. So how do you connect and have a really intimate relationship? Well, we start with what we did today. So, what's on the canvas still? Oh. Right. So if you would like to purchase any of the original paintings in this series, you can message me or contact me. If you would like a print, which are, very reasonable, I've also got them in journals. The journals are, I don't have any here, but the journals are A5 hardcover. And some of you may have seen the Spirit Whisperer 5 journal. It's similar to that. It's just got, you can choose your picture. The Ascend one isn't up yet, I don't believe, but in the next few days, that one will be up. But all the others are up if you would like to have some connection to these stories. They were painted in worship, in sacred communion. And they're like power generators. The other thing is, so all the money goes to supporting unconditional love. And there's a temple, right? It's not going anywhere else. It's to support this space so we can continue to show up and share and open our doors and provide more and more as we go along. So what I was going to say is that if you'd like to donate, there's the donation. You can go to unconditionallove.us, or I've put the links in the wherever you're watching from, except for Instagram. I'll put that in later, but just scroll down in the restream and you'll see the My Shop link, which is where there's all sorts of, so there's some mugs. I don't have my mug here, I have this one, but the mug that I usually drink from, which is Unconditional Love. All these images are available on mugs, on the journals, as multiple different prints. And if there's something that you would like it on, and if you've seen something and you were like, oh, I'd love that image on this, let me know. I'm a creative, I'm a contemporary artist as well. I can see what I can do and let you know how much that would be and whatnot. But most of it's pretty low cost. So there's ways of donating. So buying the products is a donation, right? Or you can donate directly to the House of Unconditional Love. Either way, all goes to the same place, this place, okay? And to support the Sunday services, and we'll be doing services through the week as well. All right, on that note, I'm telling you, this matcha in the chocolate protein powder hits the spot. So good. All right, let me know how you go with your journal practicing. What came up, maybe sit and journal those questions that I put for contemplation, like when you're doing the practice, how are you feeling, where is it, right? What's the sensation? And what is it that You know, what is it that's coming in? How is your mind today? And what challenges your presence in your daily life? What is the challenge? What, you know, so just even noticing that is a beautiful start. Okay. So I may be back later tonight to do an unconditional love teaching. We'll see. If not, I'll see you tomorrow around the same time and with another teaching. Same bat channel. Until then, may the blessings be. Much love.